Good morning, everyone. It is 10:30, so we will go ahead and get started. A couple things that I wanted to make folks aware of. Starting in June, these biweekly webinars will move to a monthly format. So our next Friday webinar will be June 18th at 10:30. We'll go ahead and get the June, July, and August dates rolled out at the same time so you can get those on your calendar. Also, if there is something that comes up and we determine there's information we need to push out, we will absolutely schedule something in between those. But in a sense of routine and getting back to, I hate to use the word normal, day to day, we're going to go to a monthly format. Also, one other thing, if you haven't been on the division's COVID webpage recently, hop on there. We have added some additional resources and vaccine information. And we have also added some information to the education and learning page. I know I've walked you guys through that several times and how to get there. On your screen, you go to the Community Supports tab there and go to Education and Learning. So just a reminder to go back and check that spot regularly. And with that, I will turn it over to Jess.
Thank you, Heike. Good morning, everyone. Memorial Day weekend, and thank you in advance to the many of you I know that will be working over the weekend to provide support to those that we take care of. So appreciate all that you do. Just a few updates this morning. One thing I wanted to mention, Heike talked about the additional resources that had been added to the education page. One of those things is a plain language guide that was developed in partnership with the BD Council, and it is a really great plain language guide for COVID-19 vaccine. I found it very helpful and useful, and so you should check that out and use that resource. Just a few updates today, and hopefully have a quick meeting to celebrate Friday and the holiday. One of the things I wanted to mention is that the Missouri Area Agencies on Aging were awarded a grant from the Administration for Community Living, and the grant is focused on chronic disease self-management education classes, but it's also a step towards value-based care in Missouri, and it's in partnership with both the Department of Health and Senior Services and our Division of DD and providers. And what the grant hopes to achieve is to show the value of the education of chronic disease management in a setting where an individual receiving services and their direct support professional that works with them on a regular basis go to the training and education classes together to learn the best way to manage their chronic condition and have good outcomes, and to see that that will make a real impact when those individuals are receiving that education together. So very excited because that will help show the value of providing that education, and we'll have data and outcomes to show the meaningfulness of that, investing in that education for those that we serve. So look for more information on that coming soon. Something that came out recently is from the CMS is the guidance from the American Rescue Plan Act, the stimulus plan, on the Enhanced Home and Community-Based Services federal match. So in the American Rescue Act, there was specific language which gave states the ability to earn an enhanced federal match on their home and community-based services programs. That was a 10% enhanced match. And previous stimulus bills that happened in 2020 allowed states to earn enhanced match, but this one was special, and we liked it even more because it allowed states to earn that enhanced match and then required states to spend the enhanced match to enhance and expand home and community-based services. And there was a requirement within the legislation from a federal level, which required states to supplement and not supplant, meaning that states had to maintain the level of funding that they were already providing to services and specifically use this funding for the purpose of enhancing and expanding. So that guidance came out in a Medicaid letter. They called it a letter, but I made fun of them a little bit jokingly that once you get past 5 pages, I don't think you can call something a letter, and it was 26 pages. So I think at that point you have to call it a book or at least a report. But that guidance came out, and a couple of really important things that came out in that guidance from CMS was what the state needed to do in order to, first of all, earn that 10%, which for Missouri is around $240 million additional dollars to enhance and expand our programs. And we have the guidance made clear that we have until March of 2024 to spend that money, which is something that we had advocated for in hopes that there was time to spend the money in order to make meaningful changes. In order to earn the enhanced FMAP, states cannot restrict eligibility, decrease the scope of services, or reduce rates below what was in place on April 1st of this year. And that is something that we have a few questions on for CMS, so we're working on some additional guidance there, and we'll send out more information as we get it. And the other thing was the guidance told us how we could spend the money to enhance and expand home and community-based services. And it had a lot of variety of ways and options, which was exciting, including supporting the workforce, rates, enhancing IT infrastructure, all of the ideas that had come from stakeholders and through the feedback that we had already received as a division and from division staff. It really didn't throw anything out as something we couldn't do. So that was great news that we really had already had that information together. So the requirement is to have the initial spend plan in to CMS for approval by June 16th, and then CMS has 30 days to approve, work with the states to approve that spend plan. Another thing to just add as a note there is that while we submit a initial spend plan, any money that we spend with the enhanced FMAP does still have to be appropriated by the General Assembly. So that's something we'll be working with our partners in the legislature with over the coming months and year. The final thing I wanted to mention is just that with the holiday weekend, I know everybody may be traveling or doing different things, seeing family, seeing friends, and with that may come a situation where you find yourself needing to test and find a testing location for COVID-19. And so the division will be sending out information about ways to get tested and places, but there's also, and Heike, I think I gave you a couple links. There's 2 different places on the Department of Health and Senior Services website where you can go, which will take you to state locations that are free testing locations, and when they're up and running, as well as the federal site. So there is the first one. That is the state testing sites, and if you can kind of scroll down there, Heike, it tells you kind of the area, and then whether it's open every day, every Saturday, a specific date, and where to go and what time and everything. So that's really helpful. And then the second one is the federal testing location. And this one has a great, easy web address. Do I need a wait till you pull it up so I don't say it wrong. Yeah, doineedacOVID19test.com. Love it. Very simple. I like simple. So this one, if you scroll down, talks about why, some basic information about why you might need a test. But if you scroll down to kind of middle bottom of the page, it has a list of states, and you can select Missouri. There we are. And then it'll go through a list of federal testing locations in different areas of the state. And then if you just want to click on any of those, Heike, it tells you exactly when you can go get tested and kind of the details of how to get tested at that location. So just wanted to make sure we put those resources out there in light of the holiday weekend and the fact that we might be seeing individuals and have symptoms that show up. So with that, I will turn it over to Angie, who has some updates regarding EVV. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
Thank you, Jess. I know everyone has anxiously been awaiting the award of the EVV aggregator contractor from MoHealthNet. So that was announced yesterday. You may have seen a provider bulletin come out from MoHealthNet, but they did award their EVV aggregator to Sandata Technologies. So you will start seeing more information come out about that. So please make sure to stay in tune to MoHealthNet's bulletins and guidance, and we'll continue to update you as well. But Sandata then will work with MoHealthNet on that aggregation of the electronic visit verification data. They will offer training for EVV vendors and personal care service providers just about using their aggregator system. So I know that'll take a little bit of time for them to get that rolled out, but we just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of that award and then the upcoming training that will be offered. So stay tuned, and we will keep you posted on how they roll that out and what's available for you. And that is really all I have for today. So I'll turn it back to Heike if she has any closing words.
I don't think I have anything else this morning to share. So we're in a good spot. We've given you back a little bit of your day, and you're armed with some good information. So again, reminder, June 18th will be the next webinar. Watch for an email blast to go out with that, and everyone have a safe and wonderful holiday weekend.